Hello, I am here to drop in with all of you who are on this journey of transformation with me for the Own Your Fire 40-day self-care Panchakarma that we're doing as a community here at Broad Coven. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're about to dive into the real thick of it within a few days here. So I'm just trying to get you all prepped. I'm coming at you kind of late tonight. I had a very busy day, had a lot going on, but I'm following through. I'm showing up, and I'm really excited to talk to you about what came through today. The downloads really came in for heading into this Panchakarma, and there's kind of a whole vision that's emerged, and it's unlike anything I really anticipated. And Panchakarma is always like that. But this came in for me so strong today. So we're going to flow with it. All right. We talked the other day about the nutrition, kind of these 10 days that you're going to be heading into as of, let's see, we're on day 8 right now. So on Thursday, we'll be starting the next 10-day cycle. Okay. And I'll do a recap. I'll do a little recap video on Wednesday that will go over everything that you're going to be doing over those next 10 days once we enter this, real cracking open, clearing out cycle, the 5 actions of purification. We're really going to get into it with this next 10-day phase that we'll be moving into on Thursday. All right. So I'll give a little recap so you have something you can go back to, just drop in with, and you can stay on track easily without feeling like you don't know what you're doing. Okay. But I just want to introduce each of these components as it really comes in. We already talked about the diet, that you'll be eating really close to the earth. I'll hop on, I'll give you ideas for recipes and all kinds of stuff. Okay. We're going to have fun with this. I'm going to be really active as we head into this cycle. With just providing lots of resources for you. Okay. So I want you to get excited about this. It's going to be so good. And I love the vision that's emerging for this Panchakarma purification, for this puja. It's so, so powerful. And so what really came through today was our body is the altar. Our body is the altar. And when we're looking at purification through Ayurveda, we're looking at a cleansing of mind, body, and spirit. And it's very much about really allowing that energy of the higher consciousness to take the wheel, or the Atman, or God, or goddess, or spirit, Holy Spirit, however you connect with that energy. It's about allowing that energy to pour down into you, all of the elements, to come into you. They're already part of you. They're embodied in you as the doshas, but it's about becoming very conscious of that and seeing the reflection of the macrocosm within the microcosm of your universe, and allowing these elements to support you in this purification process. And that also includes ether, or what connects us to spirit, what connects us to that higher consciousness. It's about that as above, so below energy, really rooting the energy from those higher channels down into the core of our being. And this is how we manifest as well. We're all heading into this with some kind of goal. For each of us, that goal is different, what we hope to achieve at the end of this 40 days of Panchakarma. Some of you have health goals. There's something that you're looking to change about your physical health, or maybe your mental health. Some of you are in the process of releasing something that's been very hard for you to let go of. This could be anything from an addiction to a relationship to the place where you've been living. Maybe some of you are going through moves. There's all kinds of reasons why somebody would choose to go on a purification journey of releasing all the blockages, everything that's keeping them from manifesting what's really calling them forward right now. And we discussed, no goal is too small. No goal is too small, right? No goal is too small. It all has an effect on the greater whole. So whatever goal, whatever vision you have to bring into being, that's beautiful. But we're really going to root it in the physical. And we're going to allow our purification process to also be part of our manifestation process. And I'm really excited about this. So, it's so important during this particular cycle that we have coming up that we get everything really moving. We've talked about this liquid fire, really getting the Agni, the inner fire, really building, and that lymph nice and full and rolling like the river, okay? And we're looking to get that liquid fire quality going on in our tissues. You'll know when you hit there because everything will feel so supple. You're really going to get to know your body. You're going to, like, hands on, you're going to get to know your body. You are going to learn how to work your tissues. I'm going to teach you all kinds of ways to work your tissues. You've already been touching into this a little bit with salt scrubs, okay? But we're going to get into different massage techniques. We're going to get into different kinds of lymphatic stimulation you can do on yourself. We're going to get into wash off. We're going to get into self massage, like on a therapeutic level, really working out the tissues. You're going to learn how to work your tissues. I want you to be empowered to get to know your body on that level, on a very tactical level, where you can learn how to work your tissues, where you can feel like, oh, I really feel I got some blockage there. And where you can work your tissues and you can just feel it dissolve. You can feel all the tension melt. And there's this point as we work with these techniques, as we really dive into this, where your tissues are going to feel so soft and so buttery and so warm. And when you get to that place where all the blockages are out physically and those emotions are starting to flow and everything feels so loose and opened up, oh, just wait until you feel the feeling you have inside. It's an incredibly freeing feeling. And there's this piece that really came in today about needing to unwind. We're needing to unwind. We're needing to unwind the body. We're needing to unwind all the emotions that have been kind of gathered up in this tight ball inside of us. We need to unwind all the unruly thoughts and just free our minds and free our spirits, just unwind our souls. And the download came in for me today. I just really felt like, you know what? I don't want to do any kind of structured exercise today, but I want to move my lymph. I want to get things moving. And so I put on Fela Kuti because I love Fela Kuti, and I love the Orishas. I have a deep love for the Orishas. I'm not initiated into any tradition with the Orishas, but I have had the pleasure to work with Louisa Tish, Yeye Tish, who is just a beautiful, phenomenal powerhouse of a woman and brilliant spirit who has so much wisdom to share. Do check her out. She has a website called Crossroads, and she offers all kinds of education in the African diaspora traditions. It's just really beautiful, beautiful work she's doing. But I feel very drawn to the Orishas, and I worked for some time with a beautiful African dance teacher, Lavelle, And she taught me some Orisha dance. And so whenever I'm really feeling like I just want to give myself over to the movement, and when I have emotions I want to release and things I want to open up, when I want to open up my road, when I want to open my road, okay, I go to Fela Kuti. If you know anything about Fela Kuti, brilliant African musician, uh, so much jazz influence and Afro beats, and just a phenomenal artist with a powerful message. But a lot of times Fela Kuti would, he would invoke the Orishas, with his music. And I just feel it. I just feel it. So I put that on this morning. I put on an album he has with Ginger Baker, and it's 45 minutes long. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sweat my prayers, man. I'm going to sweat my visions into being. I'm going to sweat out those blockages. I'm just going to use this time to let this music guide me in how my body wants to move. How does my body want to unwind? I'm not going to judge it. I'm just going to free flow. And I opened with dance. I opened with Orisha dance. And it was just such a, I don't know how many of you are familiar with ecstatic dance, but it was like that ecstatic dance experience where just the energy was just flowing through me. And I just got like so drenched in sweat, and it felt so purifying and so good and so cleansing mind, body, and spirit. I was just moving. I just became the movement, just like this rolling river. It was such a beautiful experience, and I missed it. I haven't made time for dance, and I am a dancer, and I've been a professional dancer. I've danced belly dance, I've danced burlesque, and I've even performed some African dance. So I just absolutely love to dance. And it's something I've been denying myself for a while. I thought, gosh, why have I been denying myself this? This is like soul medicine. And as I was dancing, there were pockets where, ooh, I feel like I need to do some stretching now. So it was like interspersed with this dancing, there was time to do stretching and time to do like lymphatic stimulation. I kind of add some tepotement and some different techniques that I'll teach you all, okay, to, get my lymph stimulated. And I'd go and do a few yogic postures, do a few yoga asanas, all this kind of chest expansion stuff, really opening everything up. And then I would shimmy everything out. I'd just shimmy it all and shake my body and do the Shakti shake. We'll go over the Shakti shake, okay? I just shake out everything, and then I'd get back into dancing, get back into the groove of dancing. And went a full 45 minutes and ended with, some just restorative yoga, ended on my mat in Shavasana, in corpse pose, just breathing and integrating everything. And it was incredible. It was just phenomenal. And getting that sweat, is that svedana. It's a big part. This is a big part of the purification process in Ayurveda when we do Panchakarma. Now, if you have access to a sauna or a steam room, that's awesome. I highly encourage you to take advantage of that over this next 10-day cycle, because it's really going to support the detoxification process. I'm also going to teach you all a specific bath that you can do that will also help to, get everything moving out so you can sweat everything out. I'm going to give you a recipe, okay, for a detox bath that'll get you sweating, get everything coming out of your pores, because, your skin is another detoxification pathway, all right? But one of the best things you can do is move. And I really want to issue a little straightening by fire challenge to you all. Because I realize some of you may have kind of like your set exercise routines, workouts you kind of like to do. You might be in a group with that. I'm going to ask you to really commit yourself to this process and take all of that. And for the 10 days that we're diving into for the second phase on Thursday, that you throw all of that to the side and you dive into this and you make a commitment every day for the 10 days of phase 2, starting on Thursday. You show up for a half an hour and you put on whatever music moves you, whatever music moves you. And that may change from day to day, but let it be something that inspires you. Let it be something that moves you. Hey, on the real, it could be NWA, on the real. Crumping is such a powerful form of release, of tension, of anger, of frustration. If you don't know about crumping, I highly encourage you to check out the movie Rise, okay? It's so powerful. Such a powerful movie about the way we can transform our lives with movement, with dance, with this freedom of expression without being all wrapped up and concerned with, well, how does it look? Or is it pretty? Or do I have perfect lines? And it's more about getting into the feeling, the emotion, the flow of the movement. And this is what I encourage you to do. And you don't have to dance the whole time, but I encourage you, whatever music you're drawn to, whatever you want to put on. And it can be anything. It can be classical music one day, and you don't have to stick with the same thing every day, but you do want it to be something that's going to get you moving, get you sweating, all right? And you just move freely to it. Half an hour, okay? Every day for 10 days. You just move freely to it. So do open with some kind of dance, okay? Just get out of your head. Don't tell yourself, I can't dance. Yes, you can. Everybody can dance, okay? If you can move your body, you can dance, all right? You can dance. Nobody's going to be there to judge you. Nobody is there to tell you it's right or wrong. This is about you getting in touch with your body. Your body is the altar, and this dance is going to be your offering. It's going to be your offering to Agni, that transformational fire that's going to ignite a pathway for your vision, that goal you have to come into being. So remember that vision you set. Remember why you started this journey of Panchakarma. This is what you're going to dance to call in. And as you dance, I want you to think of every excuse you have, all the blocks you have, all the funk that you need to shake off, shed off, let go, release, and let your movement do the clearing for you. And move however you want. Move whatever way your body wants. Don't judge it. Okay? So start out, at least, you don't have to dance the whole time, but at least open with this dance that is your offering to Agni, to help you transform what needs to be transformed so you can manifest your vision, that thing, that goal that you set for this 40-day cycle. Okay? And then, you can do like I did, intersperse, dance for a bit, then maybe do some stretching, and don't worry about doing any specific stretches either. Maybe you just stand there and you move your body, you explore it. Maybe you do feel like doing some push-ups, or maybe you do feel like doing some sun salutations, or maybe you do feel like doing some shimmies or some belly rolls, or, some crumping, whatever you feel like doing, all right? You're going to just give yourself over to the movement. And the only goal is to move, to keep moving. Even if you're moving within a yoga flow, even if you're moving within doing, some simple stretches, even if you're moving through, doing some friction on your legs, rubbing your hands back and forth on your legs to build heat and start to stimulate the lymph. I'll show you a whole little routine you can do for that, okay? But the point is just move and breathe and stay focused on what you're calling into being and what you're clearing, what you're getting out of the way to get there. All right. So this is kind of like using this free movement. We're just going to call it free movement because that's what it is. There are no rules, no making a plan, just showing up every day for a half an hour block of time, putting on some music that moves you and doing whatever your body wants to do for movement within that time frame. Get the sweat going, sweat it out. We want to open up the pores. We want to clear out everything through those detoxification channels, okay? And any kind of like shimmying, shaking, any of that will really get the lymphatic system stimulated too. And the dance is a great lymphatic stimulator. I do encourage you to like wind down your 30 minutes with some, relaxing stretching, just let your muscles really have that time to lengthen. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. I'm telling you. This came in very strongly, but there's also this piece about let's throw out what you're familiar with. Okay. So this is about not having a plan. This is about you getting into your body. It's about feeling your way through. I want you to get really rooted in your body and let this be like your daily prayer. This dance, this 30 minutes of free movement is like your daily prayer. And it's also your offering upon the altar of your body. So however you connect to spirit, however you connect to spirit, if you connect to goddess, offer the dance up to the goddess, let the goddess come on through. Let the goddess show you what you need that day. If it's your higher consciousness, but you're rooting it in your body too, because you have to be rooted in your body to pay attention, to listen, to know like, how is your body wanting to move? Ooh, and you're going to learn and stuff as you do this, like, oh gosh, I kind of noticed I got some tightness right down around my sacrum, right down at the base of my lower back. I got some tightness there. All right. Then you're going to learn, like, what do you need to unwind? What do you need to release? What needs to be your focus as you move through, this next 10-day period? That's also going to allow you to be prepared. When you learn these different body work techniques that I'm going to share with you, like the gua sha, like the lymphatic stimulation and how to work your tissues with certain massage techniques, okay? It's going to let you know where to focus that work. You're going to learn all the stuck places in your body. You're going to learn where your body's holding, and also with the dance, opening with that dance. And I mean, me, I danced the whole time. I took some breaks here and there, to incorporate some stretching as I was dancing. I could feel places of holding in my body, but I just went for it, man. And it was so cool because right at this place where I was really like, I was pretty much drenched in sweat, and I was feeling pretty much like, ooh, okay, I've been going for a while, but I'm feeling it. And then Fela Kuti, he comes on, and that particular album is a live concert, and he starts saying, you dance too much, and it was almost like he was saying, you just yeah, it's too much, but you just keep going. You just dance because you're sweating it out. You're working it out. I mean, it was really the message that he was saying was coming through his music because it was at a place where he was talking about how this connects us, how it connects us to our shay, how it connects us to spirit when we dance, when we become the movement like that. And he's like, yes, so you just dance too much. Felt so good. And I just instantly knew this is the trip we need to go on. This is the trip we need to go on. So I really want you to think about what music really inspires you, like what music really fuels your soul. And I've made a commitment to myself that I'm going to show up with Fela Kuti every single day for the remainder of this Panchakarma. I'm going to go beyond the 10 days because it's just so phenomenal. And I felt such a radical shift just from that 45 minutes I spent that I want to see what happens. I've never done that. I've never done that. I've never showed up daily and sweat my prayers like that. I never offered up a dance. I've never offered up a dance to the Orishas before like that every single day as a practice. So for me personally, that's just really speaking to my heart right now. And I feel the clearing of it. I really feel the clearing anytime I do African dance. And if you've never explored African dance, I highly encourage it for those of you who do enjoy dancing because it's powerful. It's powerful. And every movement means something. When you reach down and you touch the earth, you're grounding the energy. You're remembering your connection to Mother Earth. When you reach up, as they do in West African dance, there's a lot of reaching up to the heavens, and it's like calling that energy down, like receiving that energy. So bring in these pieces when you're dancing too, even if you're just connecting with your Atman, your higher consciousness, raise your arms up, draw down that energy physically with your movements. I like to sometimes hold my hands up like like an ace of cups and just envision spirit just like filling me with this like luminous water flowing in, washing me clean, going all the way down, watering the earth. And then I'll even like wash it up my body, wash it, wash it, wash it down my body. That's actually some Oshun. Oshun does a lot of this, cleansing, drawing up the rivers, cleanse the body, and putting the hands on the earth to ground the energy back down to the earth, remembering your connection to the earth. So, in your own way, remember this as above, so below kind of energy through your dance. And as you're moving your body, let yourself draw that energy down. Let yourself make contact with the earth and root it. I know it's going to be kind of out there for some people and unconventional, and that's exactly why it's what needs to happen, because there's definitely this piece coming in about it's time to shake things up. It's time to really get things stirring. It's time to look at things in a new way. It's time to get moving. Bottom of the deck energy, 8 of Wands. It's time to get things moving, right? And wands represent fire. It's time to get that fire building. It's time to get that fire flowing, that purification fire going. So I'm really excited, I'm really excited to bring this piece in. And with the different body work techniques that I'm going to be showing you, incorporating that with the dance, incorporating that with some stretching, with some yoga, and letting this be like a half an hour check-in for you every day to drop in with your body like that. It's powerful. You really want to get a sweat going, okay? But this is like intentional movement where your movement is the offering to your higher consciousness, to spirit, to that vision that you want to call in. And it's also a release, okay? with this 10 of Swords. You know, you can sweat out the pain. You can sweat out the grief. You can sweat out the anger. You know, pitta, pressurized pitta will produce anger, will produce frustration, and nothing is better for moving pitta, excess pitta out of the body than movement, physical movement. You can do whatever you want. You can shadow box if you got anger, just shadow box to the music. You know, you can throw your arms around, you can kick. It doesn't need to look pretty. Just move and get yourself sweating and let the music guide you and let how your body is feeling guide you in how to move. And I think you're going to find it very powerful. It's like this is a way to really get the emotions channeled too, you know, in a very raw form where you don't have to go into the story because you're so in this meditative space with the movement and being embodied with it. It's actually a way for those who have problems with maybe disassociative tendencies to actually learn how to hold space for their emotions. You know, we learn that breath work technique, but there's also this. You know, there's also this. You can get into the dance, you can get into this movement, and you can get your lymph flowing, and you can get your you know, detoxification pathways opening with all that sweat just carrying all the toxins out, and you can, you know, vocalize and, you know, get that prana coming in with the breathing, you know, the breath work, nice deep breaths while you're moving, and you can just you can let it all go. You can let the movement be the vehicle for holding those emotions. And you won't have time to be in your head and the story of it because you're going to be so in your body. I mean, your body will tell you, oh, how do I need to move to let go of this grief? How do I need to move to let go of this anger? And what you feel on any given day is going to be different, right? But this is going to be a very, very powerful part of this process. Yeah, we have this Knight of Wands energy coming in with the Tower, and following that is the Chariot. Okay. And we got the Ace of Swords right there to back it up. Okay. This is all about getting that fire moving. Okay. So we can really clear out these blocks, cut the cords. You know, this is the first part of cord cutting. First part of clearing out those energetical ties that bind. It's through the movement. It's through the physical body, getting things moving in the body. It's an important piece, you know, sweating it out. It's what allows us to really, you know, dismantle what is acting as an obstacle from moving forward with freedom in one's life. You know, it's very much like a road opener. When we look at this kind of ecstatic dance or ecstatic movement, this free movement, just moving freely and getting everything stirred up in this way, it really is a road opener. You know, that's what I want you to focus on. Like, I'm ready to open my road so I can move forward. So as you dance, as you move, as you let this free movement take over, think about what are the things that you feel are blocking you? What are the things that are holding you back? What are the things that are keeping you stuck? What are the excuses you've used to keep yourself small? To keep you from stepping into your full potential, to keep you from actualizing your vision, to keep you from sharing your ashe, your gifts with the world. What are those things? Dance them out. Break them up with the dance, man. I'm telling you, when you sink into your body this way, and you're pairing it with the music, and you're pairing it with your intention, and you're not allowing any rules to limit the freedom of your expression. You will be amazed what you are able to bring out of your tissues and clear out from your emotions and release from your mind, and just really be embodied in your spirit. That's when the spiritual and the mundane, they really become one. You realize, oh, it's all here all the time. You know, there are no ordinary moments. There's no intermediary that we need. We don't need an intermediary to make contact with this part of ourselves, with this part that is part of everything, this one consciousness. It's here in this moment that we can get out of our heads and we can drop our bullshit and we can get into our body. You know, that's part of the unraveling. And as that unravels, it loosens the ties that bind, so that when we dive in to do this, you know, cord cutting work, when we dive into, you know, pull out those ties that bind from the root, it's all facilitated so easily, so easily. The letting go happens so easily. It's like smooth passage, smooth passage. It'll be really powerful. It'll be really powerful, and it feels right. So I think this can be particularly beneficial for people who have really structured, you know, kind of like strict exercise programs that they adhere to. I think it'll be particularly potent for people that have that kind of an approach to their training, to really switch it up and go, okay, I'm going to do something totally different for 10 days. And I'm just going to move intuitively. I'm going to put on the music that's calling me that day. And I'm just going to take all my soul stuff, all my problems, all my prayers, everything I got going on, and I'm going to take it to that floor. It's going to become my dance floor, my movement studio for the day. And I'm just going to let it all go. I'm going to release it. Really will be transformational on a level that might not be so readily apparent right now, but will become so. Yeah, look, it opens the road with the Fool. I can't make this up, okay? It's like, this is what we need. We need a clean slate, okay? And that's what a Panchakarma kind of gives you. It gives you a clean slate. It says, all right, let's wrap up this old cycle. Let's not just clear it out of our emotions. Let's not just clear it out of our minds, our consciousness, but let's actually physically clear it out of our bodies, because we know that where we're at within is what determines how things manifest without. There's no separation. What we see happening in our lives is a mirror of our inner reality and our connection to ourselves and our connection to our souls. You know, so as we really do this work, you're going to see your life transform. You're going to see, wow, everything changes when I bring this kind of awareness to my life. It's really powerful. But to have this Fool, I love it. It's that starting point, 0, right? It's that point of infinity, the continuous loop, you know, the place of the beginning. And we're always at the beginning in every moment. That's really the truth of it. We're always at the beginning in every moment. But this is a beautiful puja for coming into the new cycle, just so clear and so free of any of that old shit clinging to us, you know. And we're going to take up that wand, you know, with the Page of Wands, and we're going to be able to take action in our lives in effective ways. And where we were held up with that Hanged Man, we're going to get things moving. We're going to get things moving with that 8 of Wands, okay? So this is really going to free us from the blockages, not just the blockages that we have going on in our lymphatic system or in our tissues or mentally or emotionally or spiritually. It's going to free up the energy on our path. I mean, that's what I really got when this download came in today. I'm like, this is a blockbuster. This is like a blockbuster ritual. Let your dance, let your movement be the key to your freedom. It's really a beautiful, beautiful intention. And I just want to get a cut of the deck energy here to see if there's any final message that needs to be added to this download that already came through, just to kind of neatly close things out. Yeah, look at this, Queen of Wands. Okay, Queen of Wands. I think this is really good. Woo! And it comes in with the sun. I'm loving it. Look at that. Sun, summertime, is Pitta season. And we are coming to the close of the Pitta season. And I just heard like, make hay while the sun shines. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do this work now. Do this work now while, you got this element to work with you. We are in fire season. Like, call this fire forward. Let it remind you of your fire within. All right. Let it help you get in touch with your fire and get you moving, get you feeling that heat you're building in your body, as you move so freely, as you let yourself dance, as you let yourself have that freedom of expression. It's very much about like raising your own mojo too. There's this really cool piece about how you can really generate power through this kind of movement, through intentional movement like this, to affect change in your life, And it's going to give you so much confidence, so much confidence when you're able to drop into your body like that and understand the way that you have the power to affect change in your life. And it's all right here. Your body is the wand. Your body is the altar. Your body is the wand. Your body is the offering. And the dance that it dances, however that looks, it's sacred. It's sacred. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I'm really excited to bring all this in. And I hope that you're looking forward to it too. And that you're willing to, take the risk to go there if it's something that's really outside the box for you. And I would say if it's outside the box for you, so much the better. Anything that can really shake you up from your usual routine and give you a different perspective with Panchakarma is going to be so powerful for you. And, this is about ending all the inertia and, stepping into that light, stepping into that radiance, stepping into the sweetness and all the joy and all the growth that life has to offer, on the other side of this work. But it's like, let's shake off the cobwebs first, man. We've all had a really intense couple of years here, and we're not done yet, right? We're not done. So we need to have that longevity. We need to be able to go for the long haul. And it's so important right now that we build the light, within ourselves, that we get out of that heaviness, that we get out of that stuckness, that we, challenge that inertia, get the flow of life going again, build up the radiance, raise the vibration, let this be your intention when you show up daily for these half an hour free movement body drop-ins. And I can't wait to hear about your experience with that. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to connecting with people on this level. It was such a beautiful reminder for me. It's something that I used to make a lot more time for in my life, and I let it kind of slip. And this was just such a powerful reminder for me today of what an essential practice it is just to connect with ourselves in this organic way, not regimented, not with all these rules and, all these limitations and things like reps and how many calories burned and, all this stuff that doesn't really allow us to really experience the freedom of movement. And I think that freedom of movement is something we so often take for granted. We so often take our bodies for granted. And our bodies are such an incredible gift. I mean, if you can get up and you can move, like, you are blessed. You are blessed, you know? We often just disregard everything our bodies do for us. But when we show up like this and we let ourselves move freely and we listen to our bodies, we really come into this beautiful place of partnership with our bodies where it's like our body can get on board with us, And we learn where the aches are, where the pains are, where the emotions are held, where things are stuck, where there needs to be more expansion, the places where we're contracting. It all becomes clear when you show up in this way and you just let yourself get in your body and feel your way through. And it also will strengthen your connection with your intuition. You can't be connected to your intuition unless you are in your body. That's why they call it intuition. Okay. It's going to connect you and root you and center you in yourself. It'll be such a powerful experience for you. So, really excited to bring this in. It wasn't what I was thinking of, honestly. Like I said, you always have a plan, but this always happens in Panchakarma. And it's no different doing it on a collective level like this, because I just get the downloads and I tap in to what is needed. I always ask, like, what is needed? What's needed today? What do we need to do? How can we create the flow? How can we release? How can we open? And I'm just really getting this strong message of unwinding. In fact, unwinding is sort of like the theme. It's like the theme of this Panchakarma is kind of front and center, this word unwinding. So I want you to think of what this word means to you, what this word unwinding means to you. And I want you to think of what that means on a physical level. What does it mean for your body to unwind? And I think if you hold this piece, if you hold it, it will start to speak to you on a very subtle level that will guide you in these free movement sessions. So this is what I have for you today. And I know it came a little late, but this is all stuff to get us prepped for that second phase of Panchakarma, or second 10-day cycle. Once again, coming up on Thursday. So I'm just trying to give you all a little heads up on some pieces coming in so you can get yourself prepared and sort of adjust your schedules as you need to, because these 10 days of, Panchakarma will be very important ones, and they're where we can make a lot of change happen and a lot of clearing come through, so we can really open up to all the good stuff, that's on the other side of this journey. And really the whole thing is good, even when it's rough, even when you're going through, the release process. It feels good. It feels so good to let it go. It feels so good to put it down. So I hope you really get that out of it, and that you feel the value of it. Yeah, I think that's how I want to put it. All right. Thank you so much for dropping in with me, and I'm so excited to dive into this next 10-day cycle with you all. I'll be back tomorrow.